Hello again, and welcome to the Decoding the Cards series. We're going through the book by Sheila Ellis, and we have done the intros in the previous episodes, and this one is about the Fool card. Okay? Some key words associated with the Fool traditionally are innocence, risk, beginnings, spontaneity, and having a free spirit. When the Fool appears in a reading, it indicates that we should take a leap of faith and embark on something new. To start this journey, it is essential to think about our heart's desires and trust that the universe is guiding us along the right path. The Fool encourages us to be courageous and to not worry too much about what others think. It reminds us that we have the power to shape our own future. All we need to do is take a deep breath and jump into the unknown with faith and courage. The Fool invites us to have fun, let go of our worries, and enjoy life's adventures. Okay, so that is the basic traditional meaning of the Fool. Okay, now we're going to talk about the Fool in reverse. Sorry about my boo-boo. The Fool reverse, some keywords are foolishness, indiscretion, recklessness, and holding back. The reversed Fool suggests that you are facing self-imposed restrictions preventing you from progressing and reaching your full potential. You may be held back by apprehension or uncertainty about the unknown caused by a lack of knowledge or awareness. The Fool reverse can also symbolize certain poor choices or misdirected actions. Avoid making decisions without careful consideration and thought, as you may be moving in the wrong direction and away from your desired outcome. Finally, the Fool reverse can indicate that it is not yet the right time to move forward with an idea or plan. You may need to assess the situation more carefully and better understand your resources before diving in. Okay, so in the little worksheet part of it, I'm going to show you. I did the first few pages and I highlighted and filled in some answers, but let me turn these back up right. But I think I only did the Fool. No, I did the Fool and then adding other cards to it. And then, yeah, that was all I did. So something that the Fool makes me think about intuitively is Bilbo Baggins in Lord of the Rings. You know, the adventure that he sets out on. Yeah, and he has quite a story that he tells. Maybe a little bit naive, but the naivety part was probably more of the reversed, I would think. So it says here, although it is important to know the traditional meanings, it's just as important to create your own connection Although it is important to know the traditional meanings, it's just as important to create your own connection to and narrative for the cards. Reflect on this card and answer the following questions. Okay, so the first one is, what is your interpretation? What does this card mean to you? And so I guess I went ahead and did that with the Bilbo Baggins thing. And then in the reversed, I would think the naivety. And I also wrote traveling light. Yeah, because he is and she is, they're both traveling light. So some things that I wrote here that I'm just going to tell you: a leap of faith, new beginning, trusting yourself in the unknown. Then it says, what meaning does it have for you when reversed? And I just kind of went over that. Not having the best judgment, I wrote, taking a step back, not yet time for the next step. And what about the traditional meaning doesn't resonate with you? Well, that they're gendered. Yeah. Or, you know, those cards where they have animals on them, they're not gendered. You can't really tell that would be cool. So I like that. But it was back in the day where things were, in the mainstream, very, very gendered. Let's see. What other impressions do you have? I wrote, he's got a sack. He's prepared a little. So I wrote, he's got a sack, so he's prepared a little bit to go on his journey here. So a little bit of preparation has been done. Yeah, I always wonder about the pup at the bottom of the card. And it's like, is the pup wanting to go with him or trying to get him not to go? Is a question that I've always wondered about that. What affirmation does this card inspire in you? I put trust the unknown, and you're going back to the beginning. How could you utilize it in a reflection or a ritual? I wrote meditation, trust the unknown, and the universe. So, meditation, yeah. Another thing is, if you feel you're in a full stage of your life, you could do a little ritual to for well wishes on your way. You could pray to, whoever you name as your universal higher power, or your guides and your guides. Okay. So I wanted to read this side section here. Elements, the number 0 can also be considered a 22. I'm not sure how, but that's what it says. Numerology link is to all other major arcana cards. Don't quite understand that. I guess because it's a 0. The element is air. The astrological association is Uranus. The energy is active energy. Some symbols here is cliff, stepping into the unknown. A stick with a knapsack, traveling light, no expectations. White dog is divine protection. I like that. White rose is innocence. And the feather in his cap is confidence. You can't really tell if it's a male or a female on this one anyway. But there's nothing wrong with being gendered. I just think certain ones shouldn't be as much. Not that I have a problem with it. It's just, I'm more about, things that don't need a gender, don't gender them. Maybe I'm the one who just gendered, because looking at the card more, you really can't tell. Yes, it's written that it's a he from back in the day, but it could be a she or it could be a neither, both. Anyway, so the next section is a combining exercise. So it's like, what happens when we pair the full card with another card? How might the meaning change or expand? Take a look at the example below and then try it on your own. So the example is the Fool, representing innocence, risk, beginning, spontaneity, and free spirit, and the 7 of Cups, choices, illusion, distraction. So they combine the two of them, and she wrote, Sheila, you are ready to start something new, but you're unsure of what path to take. Perfect for that. So why don't we do that now? Why don't we grab a few cards? Actually, they tell us a few cards to get. So I'm going to go ahead and reach over here and grab the rest of the deck. And the Fool and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to pause while I look for these cards so this isn't too boring. Okay, so first we are combining the Fool with the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles representing security and conservatism. Okay, so what I put in here when I combine them And feel free to combine it as your own and leave a comment how you would combine these if you think of something else. Because we're all going to find something different. Nothing's better or worse. Okay, I wrote, you're ready to try something new, but scared to get out of your comfort zone. Okay. Then they said to combine the Fool and the Queen of Swords. So what I had written was, you're ready to try something new, and you are in a great position to do so with clarity about who you are and what works for you. Okay, I like that. And this Queen of Swords, I forgot to read this part, represents truth, unbiased judgment, clear boundaries. Okay, so the next one, they said to combine the Fool and the Seven of Pentacles. What I wrote, and the Seven of Pentacles, represents investment and a long-term view. Okay, I wrote ready to try something new and ready to try something new and you want it to be something you can truly invest in and grow from the ground up. Okay, so those are my interpretations of that. Now let's go into this section called a deeper understanding. To become more intimate with this card, it's helpful to understand its appearance and influences for you personally. There are questions for reflection below. Answer the ones your intuition guides you to and come back to others later. Okay, now this is where you might want to, if you don't have the book, you might want to go and get a piece of paper. And you probably maybe wanted to before, but that's just up to you. But because these are going to be basically prompts, and I'm going to say each one, and I'm not going to say what I said until the end of the video. And you can pause if you need to, so you can write down how the prompts inspire you. Number 1, what new beginnings are available to you right now? Number 2, what are some of the big risks you've taken? Number 3, what is beginning to stir within you? And number 4, how can you let go and trust things to work out? Okay. The next section is called Playing Favorites. And it says, take a look through your decks if you have more than one. And we have my other Muse Tarot deck up here. If you do not have another deck, just do a little Googling online and find a version of this card that resonates with you deeply. Then reflect on why it's your favorite below. Okay. So you can pause if you want to do this exercise. And I have my Muse Tarot up here, and I'm going to read to you what my answer was. And then I'll go into my answers under the deeper understanding section. It was hard for me to pick between the Muse Tarot and the traditional Rider-Waite. I'm sorry, this is just really, really funny what I wrote here. And it took me a second to actually read it and absorb it. Okay, I wrote hard to pick between the Muse and traditional Rider-Waite. There's too little space to write all of the reflection. And I probably just got frustrated or something like that. But let's get into this a little bit, and then I'll go back over my answers for the deeper understanding. So take a look through my decks, find a version of this card that resonates with you, and reflect on why it's my favorite. Well, first of all, the artwork. I love the colors. I love the use of that light shining out like she is walking off the cliff, but there's a break in a cliff. If you can see that, it's just like a break. So it's not really like she's done this before. Like she seems like a more seasoned fool than the traditional one did, because she might fall off the cliff into the light, or she might just go to the other side of the cliff, but she's done a lot of climbing to get there. So I think she's a bit more of a wise fool in this tarot deck. And I could read the description because I love all the descriptions in the Muse Tarot too. That's another reason why I love them so much. But I don't want this video to be too long. So let's go over my answers for deeper understanding. What new beginnings are available to you right now? I wrote unknown. It's Yule 2023. I'm in a waiting phase, but I do believe I'm having ascension, reprogramming. So that's what I wrote on Yule 2023. Number 2, what are some of the big risks that I've taken? I wrote so many in my life. I used to be fearless at times, but I'm not so much feeling that now. Okay. I went through a really heavy few years of PTSD trauma. And so let me just say I've come a long way since last Yule. A long way. It's so nice to actually do this. Okay. What is beginning to stir with me? I'm wanting a new beginning. I'm wanting to create and connect. I'm wanting to feel more balanced and integrated. Great. And number 4, how can I let go and trust things to work out? Meditate in stillness, affirmations, breathe, let experiences come to me. Be grateful. Know I am supported. So that is what I wrote, and that is the end of this chapter on the Fool. I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll be back for the Magician. Check out all the series if you are just starting here and it's a later date. I just felt the need to say that. So subscribers, I love you. Thank you so much. And if you're new here, I hope you'll become a subscriber and join the family. Have a great day. Bye-bye.